Welcome to another daily dose of the Bible. We're reading Genesis right now, just trying to get a little bit of just one little chapter each day, slowly chipping away, learning all the things there is that God has in this. It seems like a daunting task, but it's actually, one chapter a day. Doesn't even take that long. Maybe, I don't know how long it will take us, but I've read the New Testament and it took me a year, but that's not. So the Old Testament, I don't know how long it'll take, but we have lifetime to learn what God has for us and to review. Obviously I'm going to keep on reading once and every time I read something over, I learn something new from it. So I just feel like, the Lord wants us to share that. So anybody who's watching this, you are watching what the Lord has said to you through this book that I am just simply reading out loud. So I just want to share his word, because he says, in the end of Matthew, it says to all of his disciples to go and heal the nations, preaching the good news that Christ is here to save you, and God has a plan. God knows better than you do, and if you follow him and look for the things that he has in your life, you're going to have a more abundant life than you ever imagined. So right now we are in Genesis 26 is the chapter. Esau and Jacob are Abraham's sons, and they are twins who are rather contentious with each other. Jacob's always been jealous, and the last thing that happened was Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of stew. And we'll start with 26. That is, Isaac deceives Abimelech. A severe famine has now struck the land, as had happened before in Abraham's time. So Isaac went to Gerar, where Abimelech, king of the Philistines, lived. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Don't go down to Egypt, but do as I tell you. Live here as a foreigner in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. I confirm that I will give all these lands to you and your descendants, just as I solemnly promised Abraham your father. I will cause your descendants to become numerous as the stars of the sky, and I will give them all these lands. And through your descendants, the nations of the earth will be blessed. I will do this because Abraham listened and obeyed all my requirements, commands, decrees, and instructions." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the men who lived there asked Isaac about his wife Rebekah, he said, "She is my sister." He was afraid to say, "She is my wife." He thought, "They will kill me to get her because she is so beautiful." But sometime later, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out his window and saw Isaac caressing Rebekah. Immediately, Abimelech called for Isaac and exclaimed, "She's obviously your wife. Why did you say she's my sister?" "Because I was afraid someone would kill me to get her from me." Isaac replied, "How could you do this to us?" Abimelech exclaimed, "One of my people might easily have taken your wife and slept with her, and you would have made us guilty of a great sin." Then Abimelech issued a public proclamation, "Anyone who touches this man or his wife will be put to death." Wow. That's that's exactly what Abraham did. I was thinking, did he even do it to Abimelech? I'm not sure. But, just yeah, I think so. He had once deceived Abimelech in the same way about Sarah. So, I don't know, maybe if Abimelech was like, if this is a different king Abimelech, or, because it was a long time ago that Abraham and Sarah went through, and Sarah was too beautiful, and Abraham said, "This is my sister." But, just because you are following God's plan doesn't mean you're instantly genius level. You're never going to make a mistake. You're not, sanctified the moment you become saved. And this is just a step along Isaac's journey to become the father of the nations. You know, he's he's a growing, changing human, just like you and me, and he makes the same kind of dumb mistakes we might make. So, conflict over water rights. When Isaac planted his crops that year, he harvested 100 times more grain than he planted, for the Lord blessed him. He became a very rich man, and his wealth continued to grow. He acquired so many flocks of sheep and goats, herds of cattle, and servants that the Philistines became jealous of him. So the Philistines lifted up all Isaac's wells with dirt, filled up all Isaac's wells with dirt. These were the wells that had been dug by the servants of his father Abraham. Finally, Abimelech ordered Isaac to leave the country. Go somewhere else, he said, for you become too powerful for us. So Isaac moved away from the Gerar Valley, where he set up their tents and settled down. He reopened the wells his father had dug, which the Philistines had filled after